Suzanne. Suzanne.
Hello and welcome to the 2023 preview of Morning Tailgate preseason edition. We're back. We're ready for another NFL season, and I'm joined by my two other co-hosts. Hopefully, Messerel joins us. I know he's got stuff going on, but yeah, maybe we'll find a fourth. But halfway across the world, you see him. Morning Tailgate sometimes and C2C Rankum. That's Prime Moose, Tim Hendricks. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's good to see Crispy Bacon. Hope he's rooting for his Cincinnati Browns again this year. Starting DiNucci. Maybe that's the way they go. You know, Bacon and I were talking in backstage. I didn't think about DiNucci, but hey, DiNucci could go for the Bengals at this point.
Yeah, we could get into some Bengal talk. Speaking of that, the guy that looks like he's ready to call some offensive plays for his Dallas Cowboys, or maybe even better defensive plays for his Dallas Cowboys, that is the working man, Crispy Bacon. How you doing?
Doing good. Back for another season of the Morning Tailgate and football, and I think DiNucci's part of the Broncos. I thought.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I think so. I think he was signed after Peyton took over, but you guys, I want to give you guys props for the NFL coverage you guys did on draft day. I know you guys are saying this guy goes here about 500 million times in the first
round. We were hoping.
He needs to go here. And, the Vikings passed on the guy. You guys kept saying that too, and I wish they would have went that way. But we got the speedster out of USC, pun intended, But anyways, let's start off first with a topic, one of our tough questions. Not really a tough question, but this past week or a couple weeks ago, some NFL running backs got together, had a Zoom meeting, talk about their status on their position, pay rate. Tim, I'll start with you. What do you think was going to happen?
I think they need to do this. I know back in the 90s there was something called the quarterback club. Yep. I think they needed a meeting of the minds. I think it was necessary. Yep. I don't know how many times I've seen it before where they're saying that the running back is a dying art, is a dying position, and in a way I agree. But then again, most of them, I think the majority of the people who watch NFL doesn't think that the running game is sexy. I'm one of those guys who grew up in the Midwest playing Midwest football, and that's basically all you saw on the high school football field was running games. I know when I was in school, we had 3 1,000-yard running backs. So to me, I love the running game. And I know as an offensive lineman, we love the running game because we get to go out and punch a cornerback in the face. I think it's great. You want to come on, you guys want to blitz us, and you get to sucker punch us. No, it's nice when you can go out there and just lay one of those guys on their back. I think there needs to be equal pay, and you're starting to see it. I think the problem wasn't it Saquon Barkley who ended up taking a pay cut from what he was supposed to get?
A way pay cut.
Yeah, big, huge pay cut. And I think in that aspect, I think it hurt him I think it hurt him and the running backs in the long run. Yep. And we're seeing more, and we'll probably talk about this later. We're seeing what's going on in Indy right now. But I think we need to pay. I think the running game needs to come back. Somehow I think the running game has to come back.
Yep. No, I get you. Chris, what about you? I mean, you're young. You're not the old school guy that it was pound and ground on, for, 40-some plays, and now it's pass air attack. So what do you think?
Hey, I remember Barber going through everybody in Dallas and, and even watching highlights of Emmitt Smith and stuff. But, the Zeke contract didn't help much either. I think he got paid a lot of money too.
Yep.
All these running backs that did get paid a lot of money, it kind of hurt in the long run. And even with Barkley, I think he would have made. I think they said he would have made more if he was tagged. If you accepted the tag,
Yep.
he would have made more than what the deal he made now. So I don't think it worked out to his advantage like he thought. But
Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where if you're an old school guy like myself and Tim, I mean, it was the running game set up the passing game, and now it's vice versa. And you got running backs that if you play fantasy, you pick up an Emmitt Smith. He's going to get 20 plus carries. He's probably going to find the end zone. He's probably going to get $150. Now you pick up a guy. Okay, I got to figure out. Okay, he's going to get so many carries here. The quarterback's going to get so many carries. His relief's going to get carries. And who knows, the receiver might get a carry or two. So is it worth taking? I said out of Sports Minute, man, if I was old school, I'd get me the biggest offensive line like Dallas had in the 90s. Get me 2 powerful running backs, a quarterback that's accurate, and give me some number 2, number 3 receivers, and let's go. I mean, I go back to the old school because like Tim said, everybody thought the running game was sexy back then. Now it's only sexy if you break off a 70-plus yard run and, miss a guy, make a guy miss it here or there. I mean, Barry Sanders was one of the most electrifying running backs because he would run 3 yards, but overall he runs like 10 or 20 yards because he's making everybody miss or runs backwards. But, they figured they had to have a meeting. Who knows what will happen with the pay. The way contracts are structured out, thanks to Kirk Cousins, everybody wants that guaranteed money, so we'll see how it goes. So speaking of that, Chris, what's the update on Dallas? What's so far your outlook for Dallas?
hopefully it's good. One of our players went down with an injury, calf injury or calf strain. I think a couple players also left camp with some injuries, but hopefully they'll be back soon. It's just precautionary right now. Preseason's around the corner. Not that they would play much, but every day helps when you're resting. Zach Martin's not at camp due to contract disputes, but hopefully he'll be back soon.
Yep. Tim, you got a new look Colts coaching staff down there. No more Saturday on Sunday. New quarterback again. So what's your outlook for the Colts?
Well, I think we'll be fine. I think we're not starting. I don't think we're going to start Richardson right off the top. I think Richardson is going to they're going to take his time with him. I think we're going to end up starting Minshew early. They want to see how Richardson progresses. We've got Leonard. I know we got Shaq Leonard coming back. He's been cleared to practice, so we're okay on that front. We've also we if anybody's been paying attention to ESPN and anything in the NFL news, we know that we've got a nice little problem with Jonathan Taylor. At this point, I'm going to start calling him Jonathan Taylor Thomas, like he needs to be on tool time because this is getting ridiculous. Outside of that, but he failed his physical, as I found out this morning that he failed his physical. That's why he's on the physically unable to perform list, not because of other things. I don't know. I thought how we were going to be okay, but when you look at what any news coming out of Indianapolis, it seems like, hey, it's just another year. This year we're going to start another quarterback. We're going to do this. It seems like we can't figure out. We can't make up our mind. And then we've got Jonathan Taylor who's requesting a trade because as we know it, our drugged up owner says we're not going to deal with an extension during the season. But then again, that's nothing abnormal. We don't, especially on the rookie contract. This is normal because I think he did Quentin Nelson after his rookie year. Yeah. I think he did Shaq Leonard after his rookie contract. So this isn't new. So, and to have have Jim Irsay come out and say we're not going to trade him, we're not going to do this. I think more owners need to come out and say we're not doing this, and then you got to put your foot down.
With it. I mean,
and to stay with it. I think.
I agree.
Irsay is one of those guys that it would sit there and say, no, we're not going to do it. If you don't want to play, I'll find the hell out of him. I don't care. I will find that $4 million out of your contract. I have no problems. Yep. Other than that, I think we'll be okay. I don't think we make the playoffs this year. I haven't done my schedule yet, but we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll get to our predictions probably the last week of the preseason, which is I think end of August, right before the season start. We'll release our predictions. But for me, Minnesota rebuilded the defense, got rid of some overpaid contracts from the previous regime. Major talk through the offseason, trading Kirk Cousins, keeping Kirk Cousins, bringing this quarterback in, still keeping Kirk Cousins. I don't know. Right now, the defense is my concern. I think the offensive line is ranked in the top 15, maybe top 10. That's the best it's been since the 90s. Offensive weapons, yes, we let Cook go, but I'm okay with Madison taking the workload because, again, it's not a one-back league. It's a two-back league. I just wish we had a running quarterback, which Cousins is not. But, again, we got Jefferson. We got the tight end. I can't think of his name right now. From the Lions that we drafted last year, we got the Hawkinson, yes. And then we got the receiver we drafted that
Speed Demon himself, the guy who likes to break laws for his dog.
Yeah. Yeah, the reports came out when he sped that he was trying to get back to take care of his pet or take his pet to the vet or something. I don't know. But my big concern is the defense. And I know I've already gotten contacted from Adam, who's a Packer fan, that said that our good friend that I'm not going to name believes the Vikings are going to go 15-2, which I, again, will state every week. Come out on the morning tailgate. We'll debate it. And, again, I hope the Vikings do, but right now, I just don't see what the defense and what they're going. I mean, Hunter wanted to trade. The Vikings were willing to trade him. Listen, now they enter the conflict with the new deal, so Jefferson claims that Kirk Cousins ain't in the top 5, which Kirk Cousins agrees with. Quarterbacks, so people are trying to drum up things there. The quarterback we drafted this year is lighting up the mini camps, which I don't take no thing into that because Calamong was doing that a couple years ago and he's not in the league anymore. He might be with the Browns, but outside of that, I think the North is going to be a battle. I'll say right now, I think the Lions are the team to beat. I don't think it's a vast range, but I think the Lions. I give them the odds to win the North right now because we know the Packers are rebuilding, Bears are in the middle of rebuild, the Vikings. Defense is a rebuild. So with that being said, Tim, you brought him up. What's up with Taylor? Why does he want out? What do you think they're going to do?
He wants out because, again, I'm going to preface this by saying our drugged up owner had made a comment on Twitter. I'm going to be the first person to tell you if you're getting ready to say something on Twitter, think about it for 5 seconds, and if you still think you need to hit send, go ahead, hit send. But he's not going anywhere. I'd like to see him, me personally, I'd like to see him stay in Indy. He's young. He's 20, I want to say he's 24, 25.
I was going to say
he's still young right now. He'd be going in. I like him, but the thing is, you made the trade request at the wrong time, especially he's 24. Yep. And when he comes into that free agent in that restricted free agent year, he's going to be 25.
Yep.
But the thing is, you made this request with big boy pants on, and you came in and you're coming off of a season where you were injured for pretty much primarily the entire season.
Yep.
And it's bad enough that when we trade our best second running back to Buffalo for what was his name? Wasn't Singletary, was it? No, I can't remember. No, Zach Moss for Moss, and now heck, even Naheem Hines is hurt in Buffalo. He's out for the season with a calf injury. That 2023 is going to be the year of the calf injury. I have a feeling. But you picked the wrong time. You picked the wrong time to request for a trade. There's nobody that's going to want to take a test, take a flyer on you anyway, because they don't know if you're fully healed, and then you come in and you're on the PUP list because you failed a physical. You're already behind 2 8 balls if we're playing pool. And for Jim to come out and say we're not going to trade him now, we're not going to trade him in October, that's great. You need an owner to say stuff like that. You need an owner to come out and say, hey, I own this team. You play for me. I sign your checks. You need to, and I'm going to get a lot of gruff from this, you need to shut up and play football.
Yep. No, you're right. And I think the only other owner that used to say that was Al Davis, and Chris's Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
I don't think he backs down.
Yep.
So,
No.
Chris, I mean, you guys just released a running back too this offseason, and Zeke.
Yeah.
What do you think? Where do you think Zeke's gonna go?
Well, he's talking to New England today,
Yep.
or sometime this weekend. I'm not sure when, but he's talking to New England. I know Buffalo needs a running back.
Yep.
Something to do with injury, something I can't remember.
Yep.
I'm thinking he's going to be in Buffalo.
Okay.
I think that'd be a better spot for him if he had to pick somewhere from the AFC East. It'd probably be one of those two.
All right, Tim. Where do you think Zeke ends up?
Indy.
No, not Indy. And I know, and the funny thing is, Chris said that because we were talking backstage, going, he plays indoors, and and he's used to playing indoors, and Indy wouldn't be a bad idea. I could see him going to Miami. Miami needs that big time running back. We all know that that Dalvin Cook's got a standing offer sitting in Miami right now. But if they can get Zeke for less, I'm telling you, Zeke could go to Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take a pay cut. So I mean.
Yeah. No. Zeke, he's visiting the Pats sometime soon. I mean, you got to get in, especially if you're going to a new team. I mean, if you go back to your old team, okay, you know the playbook, you know the calls, but if you're going to a new team, I mean, you got to get in soon, especially if you're a running back, to kind of get their calls and playbook.
If Zeke goes back to Dallas, it's going to be a little different. You don't have Kellen Moore.
He's not going back to Dallas.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but speaking of Cook, he's come out and said that he's going to start talking to teams. He has not had, at the time, he has not had contact with the Jets or the Bills, but he would not turn them down, I guess. I mean, we know he's from Miami, so Miami's in play. Jets, I mean, we'll talk about the Jets here shortly. And the Bills. Bill's got his brother there, so he said it'd be an honor to play with his brother for a year or two, try to get them a ring. So people are like, well, he's going to hold out and come back to Minnesota. He's already said he's not coming back to Minnesota. They wanted a pay cut. He said no, so behind the closed doors, something might have happened, but he said he won't come back. He'll come back probably to retire, do the 10-day contract, because if he goes to the Hall of Fame, he goes in as a Minnesota Viking unless he wins a ring or two somewhere else. So, but let's move on to the team that's been moving the most pieces around, spending the most money, and that's the Jets. I mean, Tim, they got Rodgers, receivers, they got D-Hop that wants to join them. Sounds like if Cook joins them, D-Hop wants to go there. What do you think with the Jets?
It's strange, and yet you're still even after all those pieces that you get, you're still probably the second best team in the AFC East.
Yeah.
It's strange. And it's crazy. And I think we brought this up on one of our shows. It was after the draft that Aaron Rodgers wanted wide receivers. They wanted the Packers to bring in wide receivers, and what's the first thing the Jets do? They bring in 2 former Packer receivers.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong. I think Randall Cobb should have retired before he went back to the Packers. I think that was a bad idea. I can understand getting that final payday. Alan Lazard, I think, had every right. I think Alan Lazard's going to be huge if he's sitting right next to that other receiver. What's the other receiver?
Wilson?
Yeah. I think he plays the number 2 again off of I think he plays the number 2 off of Wilson a lot better. They've already got a running back, so I think it'd be a mistake for them to go after somebody like Dalvin Cook or Zeke Elliott. They already got Brees. I think Brees is going to be a huge running back. I think Brees is going to be within 3 to 4 years. I think Brees is going to be a top 5 running back. I like what he does. I think he's everything, but yet that we're talking about a new quarterback, new system, new. I think that's a 2-year process at the worst. And I think Aaron Rodgers is on a 2-year contract to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think they're a wild card team this year because the AFC it's still so wide open behind now even farther wide open now that Joe Burrow's hurt. I think it's still wide open behind the Bengals, the Browns. Don't ever say I said that. The Chiefs, the Bills, even Miami at this point. The Jets could easily be the 3rd best team in the AFC East.
Yep. No, I got you. Chris, your thoughts on the Jets?
It's going to be a learning curve for Rodgers. He's been in one place most of his career. We know that Rodgers is talented. We're not quite sure about the rest of the pieces, around him, but hopefully it works out for him. Maybe they'll get back to the top where they've been, a long time ago.
Yeah,
it's going to be a learning curve.
It's definitely going to be a learning curve. That's why it's nice to get some receivers that he knows. But to get the receivers you just complained about that Packers did upgrade to bring over, I could see the Jets, maybe try to talk to the Raiders on getting Devontae Adams over there because I think he's now unhappy over in the Raiders. But the Jets are going to be tough. I think they're, like Tim said, be the 3rd best team. And don't forget, there's that little clause in the trade that Rodgers has to play. I think it's like 75% of the snaps, and that pick goes up. So, if Rodgers really wants to stick it to the Packers, he plays 74% of the plays, and they don't get that upgrade. I don't know. I can see Rodgers doing that, but again, we'll see. But yeah, Jets. I like it. Third best in the East there. Again, Miami's. They got big questions with Tua, so we'll see. We'll break down more of that. But yeah, the big news a couple days ago. Tim alluded to it. Burrow down for several weeks. What do the Bengals do there, Tim?
I think the Bengals need. I can't remember off the top of my head who the backup quarterback is in Cincinnati.
Right now, they got Browning and Simeon.
They need to bring in a free agent. They need to bring.
Well, one of the Colts' former quarterbacks was linked to them getting a phone call.
I don't. Which one? There's 3 right now. I know of 3 out there that and I don't think I signed any of those 3.
If Wentz is healthy, he's the best one, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy. But Wentz is the one that's been linked to them.
Truthfully, I think if Cincinnati was smart, I think you bring in a game manager like maybe Teddy Bridgewater. I think you bring in Bridgewater to play for Cincinnati. You've got the running backs, you've got the wide receivers, you've got a team. We're talking about a team that's 2 years away from being in the 2 years ago that was in the Super Bowl. You bring in a game manager with those weapons. I think and then you let him play until Burrow's ready. I think you tread water. I still think you hope that you have above 500 before by the time Burrow comes in, and you're still within contention of winning the win in the North.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's a free agent, but
He is. I know.
All right. So, Chris, what do you think? What do you think Cincinnati does with Burrow out for a while?
I like the idea of Bridgewater, but I think they're bringing in somebody from the XF. I can't remember who it is from on their practice squad last year.
Okay.
And I think this year quarterbacks or teams can carry 3 quarterbacks. The third one isn't technically on the roster, like on the paid roster, but so even if Burrow does come back, he could be on that third string roster position for quarterbacks.
Yeah. The rule was, I mean, back in the old days, you had 3 quarterbacks all suited. Now you get 3 quarterbacks. The third one is emergency quarterback because a lot of teams, I should say a lot of teams, few teams lost 2 quarterbacks in one game. We saw San Fran lose them, and then had a I forgot who. I think it was
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey had to take some snaps,
Oh, yeah.
They get 3 quarterbacks. All 3 will be with the team. 2 of them will be fully dressed. The other one will be up in the press box, having some hot dogs. But the the Bengals. Yeah, I like the game manager. I mean, just get somebody through unless you strike a deal. I mean, yeah, bring in Teddy Bridgewater. Bring in, I guess, Wentz if you could stay healthy. I mean, would be your best option. But
maybe Cincinnati goes after Heineke.
Yeah. There's a lot of options out there. There's going to be a lot of. I mean, I hate to throw his name out there, but everybody, Cap keeps popping up, but. I don't think he'll get a play, but maybe Bengals take a shot with
He's
him.
not
But
playing.
no, I don't think so. But so Tim, since actually speaking of the Niners, let's go with them. They probably got the biggest question at quarterback outside of now the Bengals. But Tim, what do they do after their nice Cinderella season? With their Cinderella quarterback that you were, I think, a week off from him starting. So
I like Purdy. I think Purdy's been cleared. I know that. I think Purdy was cleared like 2-3 days before training camp started.
Yes.
I think Purdy starts. I honestly do. We're going to see what kind of learning curve, what kind of sophomore slump Purdy has, because this could easily be a one and done type of thing, and then we're looking at Trey Lance by week 5. It's just, I'd like to think that this kid's the real deal, and we won't know until after season 2. I like the kid. The kid brings a lot to the table. He's got a as they used to say in Varsity Blues, he's got a lot of moxie. He's got a lot of yeah, Moxie and Birdie. I like him. I like the kid. The kid's got he's got a lot of anger in him. He's got a lot of fire because he was the last person drafted in the NFL draft. That's enough to try to prove everybody wrong. Because think about it. Not only did 31 teams pass on you, your team passed on you at least 6 times. And yeah, I know they still drafted him. But to have that type of fight, that type of anger, that's the same. I think that's the same. I'm not before anybody decides to quote me and says, Tim says he's like this. That's the same anger and fire that Tom Brady had because he was drafted in the 6th round. I'm sorry, but you get that kind of anger, and you saw what Tom Brady did with that type of anger, that type of firepower. Heck, Tom Brady was a backup quarterback at Michigan, and.
He didn't start in college, did he?
He started behind. I think he was behind Drew.
Eventually, he did.
Okay, so anyway, yeah,
he was behind. I know for a little bit he was behind Drew Henson.
Yeah, he was behind Henson for a little bit. Yeah,
but But that's a fire like that really can be something. I think he's got weapons. I'm telling you, that's if anything, Purdy's a game manager. But he's got game manager with a lot of intangibles, and we still haven't seen it all out of Brock Purdy. I think Purdy makes the NFC. I think the Niners win the West.
Okay, Chris, your thoughts on what the Niners have going for them?
No, I liked Purdy last year. I thought he took them, far into the playoffs. Hopefully this year, if they make the playoffs, which I'm sure they will, make it a little farther. Not too much farther, but a little farther. But I don't know. I like Purdy, and hopefully he does a little better this year.
Yeah, if I'm San Fran, and Purdy's healthy, he's my guy. I mean, he came in and did what he did. I think he went 9-0, 8-0, something like that. I mean, granted, everybody's going to comment and say, "Well, look at the offensive weapons he has. Look at the." You're right. Anybody, Tim, myself, Crispy Bacon, possibly could, make that team look good, But you got to go with the hot hand, and I'm not saying they would have won against Philly with him not getting hurt, but I think it would have been a lot different ball game if he was healthy. Philly probably still would have won, but yeah, I'm excited. I hope Purdy does that. I hope he keeps that fire in his eyes. That look at me, 31 teams passed on me. My team passed on me 6 times, even if he was in their top boards. But he's got a lot going on. But the reports are that training camp one day ago, he took majority of the reps. 41% of the reps he took, and so they're definitely keen on him to be the guy in San Fran. Bucks, what do the Bucks do, Tim? No Tom Brady. What do you think they're going to do?
I think they're in a rebuilding, and that's going to definitely make the NFC South a lot different. I can't remember if they've tagged. Oh gosh, he used to be in Green. He used to be in Florida.
Trask.
If he's going to be if they got him started. Oh no, they've got Baker Mayfield. How did I forget about Baker Mayfield? I don't know. I think that's barely a 500 team, even though they don't have 50% of the. Yep. They don't have even amount of games. I see that SmackDown Davis showed us. Is
the one and only. So mess around. What's up, buddy?
I just woke up.
Yeah, just like the Bears, late to the party. So
that's right.
So Dave, let's backtrack a little bit. What's your early outlook for the Bears this upcoming season?
Well, I think we're going to be a borderline playoff team. I really do. I think with Fields and more DJ Moore is going to help Fields develop a lot more in the passing game.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to see him take off and run as much. And reports out of camp is he's fixed his biggest issue, which is being afraid to throw to receivers in tight windows. Last year he held on to the ball a lot. He waited for receivers to come wide open. But according to reports in camps, he's let it rip and thrown into tight coverage. And so hopefully that translates to the season and he has a good year.
All right. I'm afraid to ask this question because I already know what the answer is, but I'll let Dave say it. What about your boy Rodgers up in New York? What do you think he's going to do up there?
Rodgers is out of division. I don't care what he does.
Yep. Oh, that's good. What's your thoughts on the Burrow news? Going to miss several weeks, and who do you think they get to replace him?
Who?
Burrow from Cincy, the quarterback.
Oh, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I guess Jamar Chase said that they have this special thing where if one of the two gets hurt, they nod to each other and let them know they're going to be okay. And Burrow nodded at him, so I don't think it's going to be too serious. He'll be ready for the regular season.
Ooh, all right. We'll see. So, all right. So you just jumped in. We're talking about Tampa Bay, no Rodgers. How do you think that team's going to look this upcoming season?
You mean no Brady?
No Brady. Yeah, I'm sorry. No Brady. You're right.
That division's wide open. Like that division's like anybody can win that division, even Carolina, even with that midget quarterback.
Oh, we'll get to that guy too in a minute here. So, Chris, your thoughts on Tampa Bay?
Tampa Bay is going to be interesting without Brady. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs this year, just only because it's the first year without Brady. Now, if they find a good quarterback within the next year or two, depending on the situation, who they get, and all that, it might make the playoffs. Just little steps, but I think it's going to be a while before they go back to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. I mean, they finished 8-9, which won the division, shockingly. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do, how long they give Mayfield, if they go to Trask. One last team I want to touch on this morning before we get to Tim's Prime 5. Actually, two teams. What do you guys think about the owner and coach coming out and saying that Jordan Love, they're going to give him about a half a season and judge his status, Tim? What do you think?
Who, Jordan Love?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. That's new to me.
A couple weeks ago, the ownership came out and said that Love pretty much got a half a season, and then they'll make a judgment on his career.
Every other thing about this, every other quarterback in their first starting season gets a full season to screw it up, and he's only going to get 7.5 to 8.5 weeks.
Yep.
Okay, that should, Packer fans, listen carefully. This should tell you about the mentality of the front office of the Green Bay Packers. That they have they're not sure about their faith in Jordan Love, which means Green Bay might win 3 games this year. So and that made those two guys over there really happy because they're in the NFC North. That there's no confidence. That if you're on half season, there's no confidence. No confidence.
Yep, mess around. Jordan Love only getting a half a year to get evaluated. What do you think?
Man, that's bad. That's bad because, like Tim said, coming from the front office, that's just really bad. That's like they don't know what they got. Nobody knows what Jordan Love's gonna be. He's only played 4 games. So, I mean, I'm sure they know what they have because they've seen him in practice the last 3-4 years, and they've seen him in preseason. So, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this one. I think you need more than 8 games to evaluate somebody.
Yeah, Chris, how about you? I know you're probably happy that the Packers. I mean, just like me and Dave. But what's your thoughts on that quote coming out that they're all going to give him a half a year?
Well, kind of like what Dave was saying. I'm kind of happy he's out of that division, even though he's not a division rival. But every time the Cowboys face the Packers, it just didn't go well.
Yep.
But yeah, it doesn't sound like they have too much confidence in him, and I think Adam said that they're basing all of this off of what Rodgers did his first year starting as Packers quarterback.
Yep. Yeah, for me, I think you give them the whole year because, I mean, you look at 8 games, what if they're 500, but, he's got, 20 touchdowns, a couple picks, and they're just losing by last-minute field goals or something. He's, doing good, but if they're 7-1 and he's having a crappy year, do you keep him? I mean, so I think you go the whole year. I think you have to. I think, like you guys said, it's no confidence. And speaking of confidence, Carolina starts to be happy with this. Young gets the keys to the Panther Mobile. So, Dave, you kind of touched on it. What do you think Panthers are going to do with Young at quarterback?
Did they name him starter already?
Yep, they gave him the keys.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, at least they didn't screw the pooch like the Bears did when they signed Dalton and promised him to be a starter when they drafted Fields.
Yep.
So, I think it's good. Throw him in the fire, see what he's got. You don't go number 1 overall for nothing. I mean, you draft number 1, you got to throw him in the fire.
Okay. Tim?
I think Mess Round said it best. He's a midget. I think at this point you need to re-sign a whole different offensive line so he can look over it. At this point, he needs to get the offensive line from the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs just so he can see downfield. When you've got an offensive line that averages 6'4", and he's what, 5'9", 5'10", it's
Yeah.
you can't see the lanes. Yeah, you got the flukes. You got the flukes like Drew Brees and Drew Brees and Doug Flutie who are really good at seeing lanes. But at this point, does Young have the same vision that those two had? Hopefully he does. I really do. I hope he succeeds and proves the reason why he was drafted number 1. But I have this feeling it's going to be a terrible rookie year in Carolina.
I hope so, because we get their number 1 pick, and if they're really bad and they finish with the worst record, number 1 pick again.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be something? And then you guys trade it to somebody else. So, Chris, what's your thoughts on Young getting the nod there week 1?
Hopefully he does good. It's tough to tell right now. You only got college tape to work off of, and that's a totally different game. I mean, it worked for Drew Brees and Flutie, and I think that's what the coaches in Carolina are thinking. So hopefully it works out. They got 2 quarterbacks who are now coaches over there.
Yep. No, I think they definitely need to. And Tim, I think the Colts need to do the same thing. Is just give the young guy the keys to the ship and sink or swim. So, I think Carolina, you're going to see a couple rebuilds here, and then hopefully they hang around. So, all right. So before we get into a couple games here, let's get into Tim's preseason prime 5.
Well, you were nice enough to give me my homework assignment this week, and I took the liberty in considering, and I think you sent that to me right before the whole calf injuries. I think started coming out on Tuesday or something along those lines. And I thought, oh, this will be good considering didn't Jalen Ramsey go down too? You got Jalen Ramsey who goes down. Then you've got a couple. You've got Burrows that went down. I'm thinking this is great. Heck, I even got one in here just for Crispy if Zach Martin doesn't come into camp. Matter of fact, I'll start off with the one that Crispy should get.
All right.
My number 5 is the former guard from the Denver Broncos and Dalton Reisner. He's young. He's still young. He's 28, which means he's still basically sitting in the prime of his life. And he can come in and replace Zach Martin, who's getting a little too big for his britches, considering 2 years ago he said he was the best and the most well-paid guard in the NFL. But no, I like Zach Martin. Zach Martin's good, but Dalton Reisner would be a really good – wasn't one of the problems in Denver, just was a big contract in Denver when that's one of the reasons why they let him go. Number 4, I think we were talking about it earlier about with Cincinnati possibly going out and trying to get him out, get him to go for the quarterback spot now with Burrows down, is Teddy Bridgewater. He's still 30, and I'm still thinking that I think it's not a bad idea. He's a game manager. He knows how to run an offense, considering he had Minnesota for a while, and Minnesota had weapons, maybe not necessarily on the weapons that maybe Miami had or Cincinnati. I'm guessing we're having a car wash. Number 3, we talked about him earlier. I think my number 3 and my number 1 we talked about earlier. My number 3 is Zeke Elliott. We're talking about a running back who's still only 28, still legs under him. I think any team right now needing a running back, if not a good power second running back, would be primed to pick up somebody like Zeke, make like a Buffalo or a Miami, maybe even San Francisco to offset maybe McCaffrey. My number two, probably the only defensive player on this list, Ronald Darby, the cornerback out of Denver. I know Indy needs a. I know this is going to be the thing that I'm going to make a whole lot of jokes. Is we had to cut one in Indy. We needed to cut one of our gambling addicted cornerbacks in Isaiah Rodgers because he's like I am. I like to gamble. He wouldn't be a bad person to bring in and put into the Isaiah Rodgers spot. But number one, I think, is pretty much a consensus. I truthfully think he goes to Buffalo to play alongside of his brother, and that's Dalvin Cook.
Yeah. No, I like that list. I definitely think Cook is one of the top 5 free agents out there. Just the money. I think that's what it's going to come down to. So, all right. So, guys, I've been floating around Twitter and Instagram and all that. I found these games. I thought we'd give it a shot this season. So the first game that we got here is a square game that I'm going to share here shortly. And if my internet goes out, I'm sorry, guys, or legs. So what it is there's one player, well, multi-players, but you got to pick the player that can match up the best with these two teams, or, 3 on the left, 3 on the right. So on the top, we got Baltimore, the Commanders, and a 1,000-plus receiver. On the side, we have Tampa Bay, Miami, and the Giants. So, like over here in Miami for 1,000 receiver, I mean, we can go with, Hill. Would you guys say it'd be a good one?
Yeah.
Waddle.
How do you spell his name? Tyrone.
Tyreek.
Tyson Hill.
Tyreek. Ty. Tyreek. Ty. Tyreek. I say that wishing he was on my. Ty. Are these supposed to be former players?
I think it can be anybody. I think.
Santino Marella.
No.
Okay.
It could be anybody. I mean, it could be anybody, but my computer is.
Yeah, it's a little lagged on my end, but
yeah, it's mine. I don't know what's going on. We've had some hot weather here in Minnesota.
Put Mark Clayton in.
So up in the corner there, you get
okay.
So up there in the corner there, you get a percent. 43 people picked Hill at that spot. All right. So Tampa Bay, somebody that played with the Bucks and the Ravens, the Commanders and Bucks, or 1,000-plus receiver.
Can I do the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Washington Commanders?
Yeah, go ahead.
Doug Williams.
oh yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a big pull. I like that.
And these are all running backs.
The OG Williams. Why is he not on here? Right there. Oh, right there. There he is. Doug Williams. I like that. That's a good one. 16% of the people.
Bull crap.
The Giants, Odell Beckham, did he get 1,000?
At the Giants, I think he did.
I want to say he did.
Man, is this really not going to work on my end? Maybe I have to switch to my phone. Come on, computer.
There you go.
Vikings and the Washington Commanders.
Maybe we can get Chris to pull it up here on his end. It's immaculate. Okay, hold on here. Why is this not working? All right, I'm gonna log off. All right, Chris. Well, I'll send you a link. We'll play it. Hold on here. Sorry, guys. So Tim, while I do that, got any topics you want to toss out there?
I think I kind of brought this up a couple days ago back in the chat, and it was the whole. I think we were talking about how where Adams wants to get traded to the Jets if he could. I'm trying to figure out I still couldn't find it. The cap room for the Jets after the pay cut after the Aaron Rodgers pay cut or pay cut pay cut reassembling of the contract. I'm still trying to figure out where they have enough money to afford maybe possibly what was his name? Dalvin Cook and Adams. I don't quite get it. I think they were when I last looked, they were at 13 million over there under the salary cap. I think they were like 17th in the league in salary cap, and they hadn't updated the salary cap yet. Where are they getting all this money? Are they getting Jimmy Hoffa money that I don't know about? It's strange because
Rodgers took a pay cut like 38 million.
I know he went to base minimum of what $1.65 million.
Yeah.
But did you see the cap hit on next year if for Rodgers was somewhere in the 70 million range?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was huge. And then there's I don't know why if you're going to backload it, and I know we had that conversation in the group. If you're going to backload it, why backload it for 2024? Backload it for 2025 and 2026.
Yeah, give them some time, but yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
So Chris is gonna pull up that game for us. If you guys want to do it, immaculate or inaccurate grid or something, you get one puzzle a day. You got 9 guesses to try to make a full puzzle.
J-Mac was giving out some answers
what's that?
in the comments.
Oh yeah, J-Mac. Yeah, J-Mac was
giving out.
I know everything. I mean,
it's J-Mac. If we've learned anything from J-Mac, we don't listen to J-Mac.
Yeah. So mess around. Anything you've seen out there that we might have missed while Chris is bringing up the game?
Just that one that I threw in the chat out. Like 95% of the NFL said that Justin Fields is a bust already.
Yep.
I don't really agree with that because you have to give him more. Like this is only his 3rd year in the league, and his 2nd as starter. You got to give him at least 3 years to really. This year really tell if he's going to be a boom or bust player.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you have to give him more time. You got to get stuff around him. I mean, mess around. You could agree when Fields came in, he had nobody there. I mean, you got to build around that guy. So
he didn't have nothing. That's why he took off and ran so much because he had nobody to throw to. Players weren't getting open. The line was atrocious. And they fixed both those areas this offseason. So this year will really tell if he's going to be the guy or not.
Yeah, I think you're right. And, I mean, as a Viking fan, I hope he's not the guy you guys keep rebuilding. But as a sports fan, the Bears got to get this figured out. I think they got something there, and they need to do it. So,
although he did come out. Fields came out and said that he's going to be the first Bear to throw 4,000 yards. He's going to do it this year.
Well, that's not saying much. I mean,
So Yeah, considering who you've had, considering the quarterbacks that you've had in the locker room, it's kind of weird that he could be the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Well, if he throws for 4,000 yards, he's had a pretty good year. So I'll tell you that he's going to be something if he does that.
Yeah. No, I'm still really dumbfounded that Bears have not had a 4,000 passer or 30 touchdowns, right? Have they had a guy throw over 30 touchdowns?
I think Eric Kramer did it years ago.
All right. So,
Yeah, I'm
Chris is
having
still
technical difficulties on my
you got
end.
your technical difficulties. Okay.
Yeah, I have it up on my side, but it's being slow.
Okay. I just saw too that running back Mac is calling it a career after 5 years. Is that who it was? Mitchell from
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
What do you guys think about that one, Tim?
He's got 2 Super Bowls. I'll be honest. I get 2 Super Bowls. I'm 5 years into the league, 6 years into the league. I think he made a lot of bank with the Patriots. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think you saved your body, you saved your head. If he saved his money like Gronkowski did, I think it'd be an amazing thing. But then I don't think Sony Michel lived at home with his parents. It's a great idea. It's a smart idea. I'd like to see him in the league longer, but I get it. I understand why he did it.
What about the Fred Taylor demanding or Jonathan Taylor demanding a trade?
He's not going anywhere. Not going a single place. Jim's already come out and said we're not trading him. Not now. Not in October. I think it's. Well, the thing is, the weird thing is, I read a Bleacher Report thing, and the first name that there's 2 teams that they had on there that I thought was absolutely crazy, and the first one was Chicago. If we were to trade, we would trade them right up the road to Chicago, and I'm like, no. Maybe they'll no. I'm gonna start calling you SmackDown Dave. But I would if the Bears were to trade us, I don't know, let's say the Carolina first round pick next year for Jonathan Taylor, I think that might be a good idea.
I don't think we're going to trade for any running backs. We have 3 running backs that are trying to be starter right now: Herbert, Deontay Foreman, and the rookie we drafted. So I don't think we're going to be trading for a running back anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't see Jonathan Taylor leaving. I think we've had the conversation. We had a conversation earlier in this show where we was like, you kind of you're coming off a injury season and you've got nothing to stand on at this point.
All right, let's see if this works now. So, you guys can hear me okay, right?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to flip back over. So, all right. So we're going to go with Odell down here. I believe we agreed on.
Yep.
There we go. Odell there.
Already.
All right. So we got Odell down there. Let me try to minimize this some more here, guys. All right. So we got 6 guesses. You got to do it in 9.
All right. We'll use J-Max, LeVar Arrington for Washington and the Giants.
Oh, LeVar, that's a good one. LeVar Arrington.
After I said he doesn't know anything, we're going to take it anyway.
Yeah. All right. So 1,000 yards.
Hold on. How many of that percent does that say? It's so tiny.
8.
Okay, that explains everything that I needed to.
Yeah. So from what I've read on this is how many percent that he showed up in that spot.
Giants Ravens.
Yeah, Giants Ravens got me. Tampa Bay 1,000 receiver.
Michael
Is,
Clayton.
Mike Evans.
Evans. Yeah, there we go. Mike Evans. There we go. All right. So we got Dolphins, Ravens. We got Washington the Commanders and the Dolphins.
Washington.
Uh,
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of Washington and Miami. Did Art Monk end up going to the Dolphins? Don't put it in.
oh, that's a good one. Did Art Monk play for the?
I can't recall.
Oh,
Don't put it in. Don't put it in.
Waddle. He's got a Monty Toomer. Is that 1,000-yard receiver? Because that's the only team.
That might have been a 1,000-yard receiver.
All right.
What about Dolphins, Redskins. Dolphins.
That's tough.
I know it's tough. I'm trying to. I think your Art Monk won. I think he played one season with the Dolphins.
Dolphins, Commanders. Why do I want to go something like with the Dolphins, Redskins? Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Ravens. That one's even more tough. That one's because they're two young team. Ravens are a good team. Trying to figure out
receiver.
But then because you can't use the Cleveland Browns because the Cleveland Browns went back to the Browns.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You're right.
The Giants and the Ravens. I keep when it comes to the Ravens and the for some reason
the Ravens and is there Ravens and Redskins on there?
Not next to them. So we got to get somebody that plays down.
For the Ravens,
Bucks, Dolphins, or Giants.
Because I got one for the Ravens Redskins.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I got Deion Sanders with the Ravens and the Redskins.
That's a good one too.
Oh, that is a good one. Yeah.
I was going to say RG3.
Yeah, RG3.
Yeah. Quarterbacks.
Oh, Dolphins. I'm trying to think of somebody there. I want to go with your Art Monk guess. I really do.
And the thing is, I want to look at my phone, and I'm getting ready to bite my hand not to do it.
I know.
Running backs. Why do I keep wanting to go running backs and quarterback? And I also got Michael Clayton stuck in my head too. For Giants,
the reporter.
The reporter.
No, not Mike. That one. No, Mark Clayton's kid, Michael.
For
the Giants. I know he played for the Giants, but I think he might have played for the Reds for the Ravens too.
Michael Clayton. Oh, I don't know about that one.
He did.
Michael Clayton Jr. or Senior?
Junior. Tony Banks didn't. I know Tony Banks played for Baltimore, but did he play for? He played for the Dolphins.
No,
I don't think so.
Tony Banks played. Hold on, did Tony Banks? Okay, it doesn't matter. But I'm thinking that Tony Banks played for the Commanders, but I can't do Commanders and Ravens.
No.
The Ravens and the Buccaneers. Who played for the Ravens and the Buccaneers?
No, I think you're thinking the Banks is with the the Texans, I think, and the Cowboys.
Okay.
Banks does sound familiar for Dallas.
Yeah, Tony Banks, because I remember. Okay, what? Okay, this the Dolphins one. The Dolphins and Commanders. Ryan Green, no. I know Greasy played for the Dolphins, but I don't know if he played for the Redskins.
I was thinking him too.
Brian Greasy?
Bob Greasy, the old man.
I was thinking Brian.
No, Brian played for Denver. Brian played for Denver and
I forgot about Bob Greasy.
Baltimore. Tampa. No, Ozzie Newsome never played for the Ravens or the Buccaneers.
Who'd you say, Tim?
No, wait, Eric. I think Eric Rett played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Baltimore Ravens.
Eric Rett?
Yep. ERICT. It's not spelt normally. It's not normally.
The RIK?
No, it's RIC. I think you just had it up there. I think you just missed it.
RIC.
RHETT. Eric Rett. No, it is R. It's R. I think it's RE. It's ERICT. ERICT.
ER?
ERICT. Eric. No, Eric. Eric. His first name. T. Okay, well, they don't have it up there. Okay, because he played Florida, but I also know he played for Baltimore, and I know he played for Tampa. Warwick Dunn? No, Dunn never left Tampa. Warren Sapp never played in Baltimore.
Yeah, these are killing me over here.
Washington Commanders, Miami Dolphins, Washington.
Dilfer?
Okay, now.
Oh!
J-Mac brought up Eric Weddle. If I can't remember, did Eric Weddle play for Miami and Baltimore?
I know he played for Miami.
He plays with Chargers. I know that.
Yeah, I knew that.
Eric Weddle?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. I was thinking him, but I thought he was just
a Charger. Yeah,
I thought he was just too young. Yeah, I just think of him as I think he's thinking the receiver. But I like Dilfer here. Did Trent Dilfer play for?
That's what I thought. Dilfer.
There we go. 34%. Good one,
the guy won the
Crispy.
Super Bowl, and we forget him.
Good one, Crispy.
The Giants and the Ravens.
I guess I don't know if Giants and Ravens is a good one.
Well, now technically, isn't Odell with the Giants or with the Ravens?
Yeah, but you could all use it once.
Yes.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I think you could all use it once. We'll see.
Like he's not with the. I had to think about that.
We've already used them. Yeah.
Dang it.
Oh,
You
man.
could have put Jimmy Graham down for 1,000-yard receiver and then use Odell for the.
Yeah.
Or Shockey rather.
Oh, yeah, Shockey. I forgot about Shockey, too.
We could have.
Yeah, but Shockey also played for the Saints.
Yeah.
He played for the Bears. Now he's back with the Saints.
Oh. God. Chris, that was a good one on Trent Dilfer. I forgot about
Yeah, I
that one.
completely forgot about that one.
I knew he played in Baltimore. I couldn't remember.
Art Monk did not play for Washington.
It's the Art Monk is the one. He
did not play for the Dolphins. I'm sorry.
That's the Dolphins one. I can't.
Did Santana Moss play for the Dolphins? Or did he just play for the
I know he
Jets?
played for Washington.
Yeah.
I know he played for Washington.
Did he play in Miami for a year?
You brought up
I don't
Santana.
think so.
Did Sonoris play for the Baltimore? I know Sonoris played for the Giants, but did Sonoris play for Baltimore?
Who's that?
Sonoris Moss, his brother.
Oh, really? I don't know.
God, now I gotta sit there and I'm sitting here thinking of.
How many spots we got left?
3.
Yeah. We got 3 spots and 3 guesses left.
The Commanders. The Miami Commanders won and that Miami Ravens won.
God, for some reason, Santana
Yeah.
Moss. I know he played for the Jets.
He definitely played for Jets.
No.
Yeah, but did he play for Miami for a year?
That's messed
I
up.
don't think so.
I don't remember.
Not to my recollection.
I know Santana played for the Redskins.
I know Santana, Washington.
No, Santana went to Miami, I think it is.
Yeah, he went to University of Miami.
Yeah.
Riggins played for the Jets and the Redskins.
I forgot about Riggins.
Sonka played for
Oh,
the
I think I.
Larry
Does it
Zhu?
have? Can it be any player?
Yeah, any player.
He was a. Okay. And it's
Zonk was a
Washington,
Dolphin.
Baltimore. Yes, he
No.
was.
Who?
Was he?
Who are you talking about, Chris?
You said Washington and Baltimore are 2 categories, right?
But they're on the same side, so they have to go down. So what we got left is the Commanders and a Dolphin, and we got Ravens and a Dolphin, and a Giants and a Raven. Oh no, Zach could be good for a Miami Giant one. I had to look it up. So,
Kickers.
yeah, kickers.
Stover?
Oh, for Ravens
And Giants.
Matt Stolfer?
Matt Stover. I think Stover played for. I know Stover played for the Ravens, but did he play for the?
Start with the Giants though, or did he end with the? What do you guys think? Should we go Stolfer?
But you got a Miami.
Oh,
You have the Miami box checked.
Yep, I do have the Miami box. So we want Miami. We want this box.
No, the Miami Giants one.
Miami Giants. Okay.
Or no, the Ravens Giants.
Ravens Giants. Yep. We're thinking Stolford there.
I think Stover there.
I don't know.
18 years.
Yeah, he didn't play all in Baltimore. Well, we lock it in and call it a game if we lose, and I got another game lined up quick.
Yeah,
Like, Crispy's so embarrassed that he left.
No, it was Stolford. All right. Let me get the other game lined up here.
On charging.
Let's see.
So, well, we screwed that one up. I screwed that one up. Awesome.
We'll get it. We got all year to get these ones. So this next game now, we name a player and we have to try to. It's what am I trying to think of how to explain this game? We pick a player. We're trying to pick out we got 8 guesses, guessing the NFL player game. So, we can start off with.
Do my workout or anything.
So let's start off with Odell Beckham. I don't know why he jumped out to me. All right, so the category. So right now we got a receiver. So the position in green, that's who we need. So he's under 5'11". His age is under 30. His jersey number is above 3. We don't know the team. We don't know the division. So we know it's a receiver. And we know it's not Baltimore. And we know it's not the NFC or AFC North.
Is Tyreek Hill under 5'11"?
Tyreek for the Dolphins?
Yeah.
Oh, we can throw it out there.
We don't know the team.
We don't know the team. So it's not Miami. It's not Baltimore. It's not the
That we already thought
AFC
of
East
him.
or North. And he's under 5'10".
Well, if we use this quarterback, I think we got it figured out. This would have been Chase Young.
Yeah. Oh, small receiver.
Drew Brees.
No, Chris, it has to be a receiver. In the green,
Oh,
we nailed the position. So when it's green, we nailed the position.
Who in the world's a small receiver? Kadarius Toney? I think
I'm
Kadarius.
trying to think. And he's under the age of 30, under the age of 29 now, and his jersey number is above 10.
CeeDee Lamb? How big is CeeDee? How tall is CeeDee Lamb?
yeah.
6'1", I think.
Yeah, well, no,
I
put
don't
CeeDee
know.
then.
Oh, no, it won't work. I was going to say, what about Diggs? But I
think Kadarius Toney.
Darius?
Diggs is defense.
Kadarius, K-A.
Oh,
Yeah, just put in Tony. Just put in Tony. I think it'll come in. Toney.
Oh,
Okay, no, ENY. No. Right there.
right there?
Yep.
All right.
Oh, he's 6 foot tall. Well, he's taller than I thought he was.
Yeah. So we're not in the West. So maybe an AFC receiver.
A little bit.
Dave, who's the Bears? They got some, and it's under 19, so 11 through 18.
Darnell Mooney.
So,
I think Mooney's taller than 5'9", though.
Darnell Mooney.
Yeah, his number's 11.
Okay, so he's
So he's a receiver in the North or in the AFC, I guess. He's not with the Bears. He's 25. So it's a receiver above 11.
So he's shorter than 5'10", NFC 25, and a number between 12 and 18.
Oh, what the heck is his
Odell?
number for the Vikings?
Who are you thinking?
Osborne from the Vikings.
KJ Osborne?
Yeah.
I think KJ Osborne's 18.
I'm just thinking of.
What about Zay Jones? He's small.
Say Jones? How do you spell that?
I don't know.
Jones. Okay, we'll just do Jones.
Right there, bottom list.
J Jones. Oh, J Jones. No, he's 6'2".
Oh. I thought he was small.
25. Good thing this wasn't the hard mode.
What about Hunter Renfro?
All right, so it's under 17 and above 12. 5'11", under 26, so 25, of course. That's,
25.
we got how many guesses left? 2.
2. Do we know any of the wide receivers in the NFC West?
Oh, what about Christian Kirk? He's kind of small, isn't he?
Christian Kirk
is
is
he under
in
25 or is he 25?
Christian Kirk is in the AFC. He went
to the AFC.
Oh, it's an AFC receiver?
It's an NFC receiver.
Oh, okay.
It's not Hopkins. It's not.
Who's the guys in Philly?
What about Debo Samuel? Isn't he small?
He's 6. I think Debo is like 6'2", 6'3".
Oh, is he?
He's a beast. Are you thinking? Who are you thinking about? In the kid? Oh my gosh, I know who you're thinking of too. The kid, but I think he wears. No, that's Jalen Hurts wears number 1. You're thinking of that Alabama receiver that went to Philadelphia. But I think he's too young. What's the kid out of Washington?
For the
For the Commanders, the receiver for the Commanders.
Oh God, I can't think of
their number. I think it's their number 1 receiver.
Starts with a T, doesn't it?
I can't remember.
I can't remember his name either.
It's
Dotson?
Came out of nowhere.
Dotson?
Dotson.
No, it's Dotson you're thinking of?
I'm thinking Dotson. Is it Dotson?
Dewan Dotson, I think his name is, or Dotson.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of them two. I mean, I think
Not
this is
a lot.
the one that I
I
think
can't wait to see what it is.
We're good at this game. We're awesome.
No, he's 5. You know, he's under 5. He's 5'11", so under that. Oh, his number was 1. All right,
He's
last
not-
guess, guys.
So we're looking at NFC West. I think we're looking at NFC West or NFC South.
Yep.
Did you see that shit?
25.
Who's on the Bucks? Evans is a small guy, ain't he? But he's older, ain't he?
Evans ain't small. He's 6'3".
Calvin Ridley's in Jacksonville now.
Calvin Ridley's not a bad guess, but he's probably over 6 foot.
He's also in Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's right.
Watch him be an Atlanta guy.
Oh, I'd be mad. I don't know. I don't know receivers in Seattle outside of Metcalf.
Oh, what about Lockett? Oh, he's over 25 though.
Tyler Lockett, he's too old though.
Metcalf might be one. What's Metcalf's number?
He's
Metcalf
6'2" as well. Metcalf is tall. Metcalf is huge for a receiver.
Metcalf is huge? Okay.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
Why keep? What about we're not even looking at the LA Rams.
Oh, yeah. Well, Cup is tall.
Cup is tall. Gosh, and it's not AJ Brown because AJ Brown is too old and too tall. But it's also not the NFC East.
Well, he's either 20. Oh, he's 25. Yeah, we got that. And we're
25
looking
wide receiver. I don't know any wide receivers in Arizona. It's going to be watch. It's going to be the New Orleans Saints.
Hopkins is too old.
Oh yeah, and Michael Thomas is too old, too tall.
Who's the other kid in Arizona?
Who is the other guy? They just got somebody else last year too. I can't remember.
It's why do I want to think of Brown? Brown keeps coming to my head? That's
What's
just
Brown?
I know that's the problem.
Oh, the Brown that went to Philly.
That's AJ.
Brown.
AJ's too big, and it's also we've also gotten rid of the NFC
Oh, that's
East.
right. We did get rid of the NFC. Yeah.
Did we get rid of the Central? I mean the North.
We got rid of the North.
Yeah.
The North and the East are out, so we're looking at the South and the West. So we're looking at Tampa, New Orleans, Carolina. Who's Carolina got?
Well,
They have
Thielen
Adam
is
Greenwood,
too
but
old.
Thielen's too old.
They had DJ Moore and they sent him away.
Oh.
I have no clue.
What's the answer? Give us the answer.
All right, we'll just let's see here. Let's see if we get a receiver here. Zach. Oh, Scotty Miller. What the hell is that? All right, Google time.
Scotty Miller.
He's in Arizona.
Is there a receiver from Arizona?
I think he's in Arizona.
Who was it?
Scotty
Miller.
He played for the Bucks.
Oh, jeez. Of course he does, because we were.
Tim, what team did we say was going to be from?
He said the Bucks.
Scott Miller, born in '97, is an American receiver from the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, now he's with the Falcons. I know he played for the Bucks.
He was with the Bucks.
He had the big catch against Packers in the championship game.
Yeah. He's 5'9". Where's number 16? So, all right. Let's go. Final thoughts. Chris must be having some technical issues. Well, what's up?
Final thoughts. Glad I woke up in time to join the show. Look out for Tailgate. Season's fast approaching. Can't wait. We got preseason coming up. Camp's already opened up everywhere, so it's an exciting time to be a fan of football.
Yep. Tim, final thoughts.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off a little bit on SmackDown Dave's on his closing thoughts, and gonna say 2023 is gonna be the first year since 1999 since we haven't had Tom Brady. It's gonna be a great year. Which means many teams. I don't care. I'm still not rooting for the New England Patriots. They're going to go, for as far as I'm concerned, they're 0-17. But yeah, this is good. We're getting into an exciting time in football.
Yep, exactly. Preseason starting a couple of weeks. I think the Hall of Fame game is shortly approaching.
August 4th.
Yep. So, you know what it is. Each week, Sunday from here on out, you'll see us faces. Giving our thoughts and predictions. Big B's Big Baller will come back. Crispy Bacon's. I don't know. We'll give Crispy something to do for homework. Tim's Prime 5, but I think it's going to be an exciting football year. A lot of old faces and new places. A lot of teams rebuilding. You can also catch myself and Tim tomorrow. C2C Rankin. We got another great show coming up. See myself, Dave, and the rest of the crew between the ropes on Tuesdays. You know, you got Sportsman, you got On Deck. So just keep checking us out. And with that being said, we'll see you all next Sunday for another edition of Morning Tailgate. Have a good one.